Don't believe everything you think. Your mind is your oyster, or whatever the saying is. The suffering in this book is very like emotional suffering, psychological suffering. We're all going to be suffering at all times. It's just life. We are creating multiverses in the same universe. The happiest people will be so stupid, bro. And stupid people's strength is that they are just chilling. They're straight chilling all the time. They're not overthinking about shit because they're happy. People that overthink about shit are not happy. People that don't think about shit are happy. They're like, a raindrop hit my forehead. The God must be spitting on me. What a prayer. I don't know. Somebody that overthinks something would be like, that rain might have had a freaking chloroxidide molecule on it. You know what I mean? Like, I'm guilty of it. After a long day of work, you're having a completely different party than somebody that didn't have work that day, or got good news that day, or got bad news that day, or like whatever. It's a completely different party to every single person there. And what you can gain from that is the less you think about shit, the happier you'll be about it. So now we're gonna hit this young monk empty boat. He went to the great monk or whatever and was like, yo, I couldn't get my meditation going because so and so was talking over it. The wind was smacking, the poop was plopping. The great monk, whatever his name, he was like, oh, you just need to figure out how to not be mad at everything. He seen a bird flap his wings, and then bro got pissed off. It messed up his meditation. He couldn't focus. Finally got on a boat in the middle of the sea. What's gonna bother you, right? A boat start coming. He's like, yo, you're gonna crash into me. Yo, you're gonna crash into me. Crash. Start beefing. Come to find out, he's beefing with an empty boat. Fighting with the drift of the ocean, my boy. Y'all can't be mad about no empty boat and no damn ocean getting drifted. If it's really that deep, address. But if you could keep rolling, keep rolling. Sometimes we just be having a bad day. Sometimes shit be hitting different. Anyways, when bro figured out that he was just tripping, he came back. He treated those noisy monks like an empty boat. Have your clarity no matter what the situation is. I think and think and think. I've thought myself out of happiness 1 million times, but never once into it. Again, stupid people are happy. You could always learn. This is learning, right? Being stupid is like rejecting knowledge. What I mean is, play stupid to your negative thoughts. Just like acknowledge that that's somebody that you're not trying to be. You could think about something good and turn it bad real quick if you start overthinking. Have you ever overthought something bad and turned it into something good? Thinking is important only when you need it, bro. If you're in danger, bro, think. Like, if you're about to die, bro, think. If your boyfriend just bought you flowers, don't think. When the good things come, don't overthink it. Overthink shit that is like actually a danger to you. Our brain is overthinking because we're trying to protect our emotions and our mental, but we're not actually helping. If you don't think about it too much, you're preventing yourself from having those negative thoughts because you're giving yourself grace and having ideas and creations and not necessarily having the answers. What this book is trying to say is that when people don't work with their strengths and they work out of desperation, they're not going to even feel they might not even reach their goals, but even if they do, they might even feel fulfilled because that's not even what they wanted to do in the first place. It's what they thought they had to do. Instead of making dreams out of being desperate about being free and shit, you have to inspire yourself, bro. When we feel moved, inspired, expansive, it's a whole nother thing. It's not an obligation. It's like a passion. And no matter what, even if you don't reach the yacht or whatever, like you'll be happy if you do what actually moves you and inspires you. As if you're inspired by that goal, then you wouldn't care if anybody said good job. Somebody that takes a job because they wanted it is gonna be happier than somebody that takes a job because they needed it. Johnny Appleseed was never gonna be happy working for Apple. He was only going to be happy in that farm. To a mind without the limits of thinking, anything is possible. Anything is possible when your mind doesn't think of limitations, is what I would paraphrase. I used to think that love does have conditions and that like you can't just like love somebody unconditionally, but it's a way to understand that unconditional love means like there's not a reason for the love, it just is. Like when I say I like you because you smile, or I like you because you make somebody laugh, you make me laugh, and then one day you don't make me laugh and you don't smile, then do I love you anymore? That's the unconditional love that this book is talking about. Don't let your ego take over your thought. Is everything gonna be fine? You don't have to get back up on that throne once you get knocked off immediately, right? You can acknowledge the situation and be the bigger person, because a lot of the times when you are the bigger person, it's gonna benefit. Being the bigger person never feels like it benefits, but when things change around you, you'll know that it's actually the right thing to do eventually. It's never gonna feel like that right then and there, though. When you acknowledge that you're thinking and that's what's giving you the negative thoughts, then in that moment you still do have control, because when you welcome that instead of like fight it, then it will clear up, right? Like, even if you tried to rush it, cleaning your energy, even if you tried to, boil the water quicker, it's just not gonna work, right? It's not gonna go any faster than how it's supposed to go, is the point. You know what's good and bad for you. You asking 5 different people what to do doesn't negate the fact that you knew what to do from the jump. You need to follow your gut. Regret, it follows with not following your intuition. Society won't understand you until your situation becomes a majority or popular or interesting. If you tell yourself you can't do it, you're not going to do it. Sorry. And that's 100% true. You give yourself your ceiling, right? You have to believe in yourself. Womp womp womp. If you feel like shit about yourself, people are gonna treat you like shit because you don't value yourself. The universe is giving you exactly what you're giving yourself. This is basically the whole book. It's basically life. Uncontrollable events happen. Everybody struggles. There's no point of you being like, my life, me. Because anybody can do that. I could do that. You can do that. If you want to sit here and talk about why your life is hard and how you can't do shit because of whatever reason, then you're not going to do it. And nobody's going to believe in you. You'll figure it out. I know 40-year-olds, 50-year-olds, 60-year-olds that don't know shit. Your intuition comes from the universe. It's not you. When your intuition comes in, you're in a state of flow. Like, it will come to you. You're not thinking about it. When you think you can figure something out before your intuition can, you're wrong. It is only when we think we know more than God that we run into problems. So the great news is we don't know more than God. We'll never know. And it's okay. It gives a weight off of our shoulder. And we're mortal. That's cool. I wouldn't want to be a God, bro. That's a lot of work. When you realize you can't control shit and you don't know shit, it's freeing. It releases you from the shackles of having to do the right thing or the wrong thing, or like the judgment. You can't know more than you can know. You can't do more than you can do. Release yourself from the idea that you have to get this right. It's not praying things into existence. It's genuinely like listening to your heart. If you sit with your thoughts, your intuition will take over. Fear stops so much progress. We're scared of change. We're scared of the unknown. When you know you're going to survive something and it's dangerous, it's exciting, right? Like, whoa, I cannot believe I did that. That was so exciting. But right before you did it, you were literally scared as fuck, thought you were going to die, right? Perspective changes once there's no more fear. The next time you do it, you're not scared, or you're less scared. And so you do it easier, faster. better because you're not limiting yourself to fear. If you're scared of changing, you're a loser. Bro, I used to not be able to order my ketchup. I used to not be able to order my food, period. I used to be scared to raise my hand in a classroom and ask to go to the bathroom. Duh, is scary to inconvenience someone, and duh, is scary to like be in front of people and get rejected and get laughed at. But at the end of the day, people are gonna do those things to you whether you put yourself out there or not. People probably make fun of you every day. Maybe nobody fucking gives a fuck. The point is you don't really know, and that's what's scary. But get over it. Just on a different energy, if you want kids one day, like a family and kids one day, you need to not be scared. Once you acknowledge that you're scared and just be real with yourself when you are, it gets a little less scary. Especially if you're like not trying to hide it. The point is that I'm scared, you're scared, my mom's scared, your mom's scared, everybody's scared. Your great uncle buried under the tribe of Bing Dang Dung Dang is scared. Okay. You cannot look at the same problem the same exact way and solve it. You cannot take how you feel as reality in those moments. Tomorrow you could think differently. Tomorrow you could feel better if have a clearer mind and totally 180. You can't solve a problem by this using the same level of consciousness we were at when we created them. When the problem occurs, look at it from multiple perspectives, and then you'll realize the best perspective or the best solution. You need to find a way to clear your mind up a little bit to have the space to look at it differently. And if you can't look at it differently, then just take the space and come at it when you feel different. When you feel like you can approach something out of love and peace and sanity and solution. We must have faith in the unknown because that's the only place that contains the possibility for anything to be different than the life we're living right now. You can't be a fucking loser. Oh no, you have to look in the mirror. Okay? I can think of 10 things worse than looking in the mirror. Getting mauled by a shark, getting mauled by a gator, getting bit by a snake, getting bit by a spider, a chainsaw to the leg, a chainsaw to the head, a bullet in my throat, a bullet in my neck. Like, anything, honestly, that's hurts is worse than looking in the mirror. You can't be so scared of the unknown that you stop yourself from improving. If it's not saving your life, then you don't have to be scared. Your mind is trying to protect you. Your mind is telling you all the negative outcomes. But sometimes you're not in fucking danger. And you will not fly if you don't jump. Clearly, I'm reading and I'm not a singer, or else I'd be singing on YouTube. You have to spread your wings and leap. Either way, you're gonna suffer. So you might as well try. Like, this never ending. Life is a bunch of fucking suffering. Thinking outside of your intuition causes you more suffering than just the existing suffering. Don't believe everything you think. Only believe your intuition. Only believe your intuition is what I would gain from this entire book. I'm definitely open to reviewing like other books, whatever recommendations, and that's I guess what I would conclude.